Top 10 Significant Events in American History on January 22nd. Historical Reflections. On a brisk morning on January 22nd, the streets were bustling with people. Unbeknownst to them, several significant events echoed through history, each uniquely shaping the American landscape. In 1973, the U.S. Supreme Court's decision in Roe v. Wade reverberated across the nation, creating a watershed moment for reproductive rights. Norma McCorvey, the plaintiff under the pseudonym Jane Roe, stood in defiance of Texas laws that criminalized abortion unless it was necessary to save a woman's life. Justice Harry Blackmun's opinion addressed the delicate intersection of a woman's right to privacy under the 14th Amendment and the legal status of abortion. The decision became a foundational stone in the ongoing national dialogue about women's health and personal liberties, only to be overturned decades later by a different court. In contrast, just decades earlier, on the very same date in 1946, President Truman was setting the stage for a different kind of legacy. His executive order established the Central Intelligence Group, the precursor to what would later become the CIA, a centralized body to coordinate the intelligence functions. This quiet directive was a response to the intelligence failures leading up to Pearl Harbor and would reshape the American intelligence landscape, guiding foreign policy through the Cold War and beyond. Meanwhile, back in 1957, the arrest of George P. Metesky, known as the Mad Bomber, came to light. After a 16-year-long reign of terror, leaving New York City on edge, his capture became a landmark success for criminal profiling. The contributions of psychiatrist Dr. James A. Russell, who developed a psychological profile that led to Metesky's identification, opened new vistas for integrating forensic psychology in law enforcement strategies. Though vastly different in time and place, the events of Bloody Sunday in Russia on January 22, 1905, cast ripples across the ocean. The sight of oppressed workers facing brutal crackdowns resonated with American audiences who were themselves wrestling with the industrial age's labor woes. This empathy fortified a burgeoning labor rights movement in the U.S., laying seeds for future reforms that would fight for fair working conditions. Fast forward to 1997, when Madeleine Albright's confirmation as the first female U.S. Secretary of State marked a momentous occasion. Her advocacy for NATO expansion and a vision for global democracy demonstrated her commitment to diplomacy and broke glass ceilings for a new generation of women in leadership. Technology also took a bold step forward on January 22, 1984, as Apple's Macintosh commercial debuted during Super Bowl XVIII. With its Orwellian references and a daring vision of the future, this advertisement vivified Apple's ethos of innovation and the quest for originality. The precedent for revolutionary technology was perhaps set in 1930 when Charles Francis Jenkins publicly demonstrated television in Washington, D.C. His pioneering work kindled a technological shift toward what would become an indispensable medium that drastically redefined entertainment and communication. However, headlines in 2002 told a more somber story. Daniel Pearl, a dedicated journalist from the Wall Street Journal, was kidnapped in Pakistan while investigating extremist ties. His tragic death put a spotlight on the perils faced by journalists and rallied global calls for press freedom and journalist safety. Turning back the clocks to the theaters of World War II, January 22, 1944, witnessed the daring Allied landings at Anzio, pivotal in the campaign to liberate Rome. Despite facing stiff resistance and enduring bloody confrontations, the operation eventually paved a path to Rome and marked a decisive moment in the Italian campaign of the war. On a more hopeful note, January 22, 1970, heralded a new age of air travel as the Boeing 747 made its maiden commercial voyage from New York City to London. The Queen of the Skies democratized international air travel, opening the world to a broader demographic and revolutionizing global connectivity. These snapshots of January 22nd reflect a tapestry of events that continue to showcase the complexities and strides in America's political, technological, and cultural evolution. Whether through groundbreaking legal decisions, advancements in wisdom and technology, or milestones in diplomacy and civil rights, this date serves as a testament to the dynamic history at play, influencing the nation and, indeed, the world at large. Thank you so much for watching. If you know of any other important events or reflections that happened on this day in American history, please share them in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends so we can continue exploring history together. Your support means the world to me.